Welcome back to my channel, guys. So in this video, I wanted to present a general video, like a general flyover of where crypto is right now and the potential realities that could come from crypto in the future based on some observable things right now. Now, one of the things I want to say is a lot of people still don't understand crypto that well. I even see people who are even in the crypto space who are Bitcoin like maximalists. I still see them around. And to me, that point of view is almost absurd. And then there's still people who don't get like why crypto is useful, why it's going to eat the world. Okay, so before I start off on like some of these ideas, I'm going to say, why should you even listen to me? Well, I'm someone who's done pretty well in the space. I used to be a wage earner and now I'm financially independent, and it's because I was capable of seeing trends before they would happen. And the reason I could see where these trends, where they're going to happen, I'm shooting an arrow at a moving target. I aim ahead of the target, and the arrow hits the target when the arrow gets to, the moving target, right? So you can't shoot at the target where you see it right now. You have to shoot ahead of the target. And that's how you do your investments, okay? And I've done that. I used to be someone who would work for money, but now I am financially independent. So that's why you should listen to what I say. And it's because I've made it work, okay? And not everything I say, like this is not financial advice. Make decisions on your own. What I am trying to give is the tools to be able to make picks on your own. All right, and so how you do that is you look ahead. So let's start off with the basics here. This is for the crypto expert as well as the person who's not aware of how crypto could be valuable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with just a general idea of what we have in crypto right now is fungible tokens and non-fungible tokens. So you look at this and you see it's silly and you say NFTs are stupid. That is the common consensus view. In crypto, there's a bubble. Inside of crypto, you're being a bubble and everyone's like the NFTs is the future. But outside of that crypto bubble, you have people who say NFTs is silly. It's a stupid picture. Look at me. I copied this ape. I have it right here on my computer. I copied it. I stole it, so to speak. But in reality, here it is. I don't own this, but here's the power. I'm going to try to describe. Here's the power of these two different things that many people are missing. So fungible tokens, one token is the same as another, and non-fungible is like it's like this computer authenticated ownership. That's what it is. It's computer authenticated ownership. The computer agrees that you own something. I could take a picture, but computers will not agree. The computers have to agree that I own it, and that's the power right there, that the computers agree. So now one trend so that's basically what those things are. So now what do we have now that we have the ability for a computer to recognize tokens or fungible tokens, okay? And non-fungible simply means, they're different from each other. Fungible tokens means that they're all the same, right? What can we do now when we have a computer that understands that you have something? Well, now you can do, computers can automate, they can automate the many different services that exist in our world. Now, one trend that I think is going to be a big trend in the future is this whale room idea, okay? And what whale room is you have some threshold of tokens, and it allows you to have access to a room where you can talk with other people with some threshold of tokens. Now, it could be the fungible tokens. It could also be NFTs. So this turns the NFTs or the fungible tokens into a club where if you own a certain threshold, now you are part of this club, and now you have abilities to communicate with other people in that club, in that community. And that is a powerful thing. Now, those clubs are distributed across the globe. And, like with the internet, it doesn't matter, like if your neighbor directly is a person right across the street or if it's someone in like another country, you could still communicate with them. And with virtual reality, you can see them and it'll be as if they're right there next to you. So these clubs, can exist through computers, and, the computers authenticate memberships in those clubs, okay? Before crypto, that was not possible. It just sounds crazy to say, was that not possible? No, that was not possible because crypto technology allows for it allows for scarce items to exist in computers. Before cryptocurrency, you didn't have that capability. You had trusted parties, and whereas the valuables exist on one computer, so to speak, and you need. You need to ask permission to edit that valuable record. But now with crypto, you have computers that have these scarce assets. And so now for the first time ever, you have computers that can authenticate club membership. That is one of the most powerful, that is a powerful component of crypto that I'm hoping to describe. So one trend with this whale room that I'm trying to describe here is this whale room. I have a token. I have a token right now that I'm going to do something with in the future. And it's called the INT token, the Intrepid token, and that token. I could build services, and in the past, this is a new trend in crypto that I think could be happening. Right, in the past, I would see a project would be building its own services. But what Whale Room kind of makes me see is that someone else can add the services to my tokens. Someone else could build the services and give, and the owner of these tokens, someone could pay for this entity. Someone could pay for this entity to grant new capabilities. So now I could own these tokens, and this entity adds services, and this entity adds services, and this entity adds services to the token. And you just pay for, like, someone or some group of people pays to that entity to allow for that club, that entity, to have access to those services. So you can see how these relationships can be quite powerful, because now these computers could automatically allow members of those clubs to have access to those services if they do some kind of exchange that's acceptable, and all of a sudden the computers can authenticate that they are part of this club. Remember, this cannot be done in a centralized way. I heard the other day people talk, like these Bitcoin maxis, saying not everything needs to be decentralized. Well, my counter to that is everything that has a value. If something has a value and it is going to be authenticated by computers, it needs to be decentralized, which means it's not going to be built on Bitcoin. Like a lot of people, it's still crazy to me that these Bitcoin maxis exist. But it's not going to be built on Bitcoin, okay? It is built on the Ethereums. It is built on the other layer ones, the layer zeros, etc. Okay, this future is being built out, and there's a lot of developers in that space. And to many of you, I'm preaching to the choir, but I'm also trying to talk to anyone who could potentially be new. Anything, the powerful thing here is anything that has any value at all that needs computers to authenticate it will be in crypto, and that is basically the whole economy. Because the whole it automates all the different facets of the economy. So I'll keep elucidating. So this new trend that I'm trying to describe. In the past, I saw, an entity would build its own services, and you will build your own services for your own projects. But now you could purchase some kind of additional service. And Whale Room allows for exclusive rooms where people can talk. But imagine a nice club in Dubai. Okay, so now you're a part of let's say the boss at there, or the club has some relationship with your project. You suddenly get access to the club. So anyone who has a threshold of tokens or the NFT is part of the club. They can go there on a Friday night and they can have a good time. They are VIP. They're a part of that club, and they bought that membership. And so, and because of the relationship with the club, some business transaction. Now, this could go beyond just business relationships. It could be, I'll go in this lower section, but I don't want to go too much in it. But all right, I guess I'll just go into it. So this could be like, let's say the fishing yard, right, that provides them their food. It says, hey, you know what? Instead of selling our stuff, we're going to just give you as part of our catch, some of our prime fish, so that we can, so our members, so our employees or our company, our club, can have access to your club. So now this gets access to the fish, and this gets access to the club, and you're no longer paying, you're just trading directly through applications, through computers authenticating, and there's no bouncer at the front of the club saying you cannot not access. You just scan your barcode and it goes beep, the door opens and it's open. Okay, so that's one powerful reality. And this is all stuff made up in my head, but this is what I'm trying to say is crypto will eat the world. It will eat the world. All of the economy will go into crypto. All of it. The whole thing. Everything. And right now we're talking about the world is worth roughly 200 to 400 trillion, and crypto is 2 trillion. So we're talking about almost a guaranteed 100x. And not only is crypto going to eat the world, but it's also going to make the world run more efficient, which is wealth creation. Okay, but the point I'm trying to say here is this is the greatest opportunity that you'll ever see in your life, and if you're in this space, this is where you want to do your business, whatever your business is, whether it's in fishing, retail, or even my field, biotechnology. Crypto is going to eat all of these things. So now, not only can crypto be clubs, but it can be biotech clubs, retail business interrelationships, or whatever, like the other example of the fishing. Okay, so now you have membership of a club, and there could even be a company that has access to specific services to their club, like the helicopter, the nice cars, the boats, whatever. Okay, and another relationship can exist here. So what I'm trying to describe here is how crypto not only could build out their, if you're looking at, what I'm trying to say here is there's a new trend that I might be seeing that might be happening in the future. And that is not only do individual companies build out their own services, but there will become businesses that specifically build out a service that can be attached to anyone. And that, for instance, Whale Room is anyone who has, you can set up different rooms with different, tokens, and, they pay a service to Whale Room, and Whale Room's token benefits from that. But also, this service adds additional service to an already existing club or crypto or fungible token. So, owning that token now is not only whatever services are being built there, but now this service is part of that club. This service is part of that club. This service is part of that club. So the exclusivity of these clubs can be quite exclusive. And then this could be a community-based, GPS-based, or whatever, using your imagination. And it could be and not only does this exist in this broad sense, but it exists for industry-specific and interrelationship-specific. It allows for better trade, etc. This is the very beginning. We're in the 90s, the dial-up section of blockchain. People say, blockchain, what is it used for? It's being used right now for these things that I'm describing. It's already happening. It's just the beginning stages. And we're not trying to look at where things are today. We're trying to shoot our arrow ahead of the target so that we can make more of those gains. Okay? So one final thing that I want to describe is another potential reality, is patents in our country are horrific. Okay, we have something called patent trolls, and these patent trolls are destroying innovation. Innovation is where wealth creation comes from. Okay, now crypto allows for me as an innovator. I can make this smart object. It could be a smart device, and it does not work unless you buy from, I could put into it a code, a seed, and I could put it in the several different components of this device. And it doesn't work unless you pay the original originator of the patent or of the design. So if I design something and someone tries to now someone could copy it and make their own, sure, that would work. But if the way a company should innovate now with crypto, and they could potentially innovate in the future, this could be a trend I see that might happen in the future as well, is they try to keep it a trade secret, and they make it difficult to copy. And now if you only you'll only be able to use it if you have the authentication to the original originator of the patent. So this is one potential, another example of where I think crypto could be useful is in authentication keys from the source originator of some kind of patent or device, etc. So that's just another general idea of how a business can incorporate this technology into their business streams, saying, I'm the one making this, or I made this specific design, or I came up with this innovation, and it'll only work if you have the original authentication key, and that key comes from the source, comes from the original token. It could be a token, and the token could exist in the car, and it'll only run if it came from the right sources, etc. So these are all. So what is this? It's automation. Okay, so it's automation. Crypto is digital scarcity. We did not have digital scarcity before crypto, and now we have digital scarcity. And what that allows for is automation of communities, business relationships, and common objective groups. This is the big thing that I'm trying to, in summary, at the end of this video, this is the summary. The summary is, if you're going to give a short soundbite, I'm going to give the soundbite right now. Okay, so this is a short soundbite to the person who doesn't understand crypto, right? So before crypto, we did not have digital scarcity, and we cannot have digital scarcity without crypto technology. We've never had it before, okay? Digital scarcity is basically, before crypto, you just didn't have it, and now we do. Okay, and now that we have digital scarcity, it could manage scarce items, which is the world. An economy is management of scarce resources. So crypto is digital scarcity, and we know with just a simple using of our brains, digital scarcity will mimic the real world. It will map out the real world. And why will it do that? Through automation, and that's where you're going to cut the costs. It's going to automate everything you can imagine, every transaction. Think about your day. Think about the things you buy. Those are all transactions. You used to use cash. Some people use phones. But in the future, these things can be automated through computers, and it'll be lower cost. When you're using cash, even that cash has a cost. It comes from a trusted party, and there's a cost to that, carrying that cash, because it's losing its value. I don't want to go too much into that. But okay, so what crypto does is it automates these things. So crypto is digital programmable scarcity. The economy is human management of scarce resources. Our current system runs on trusted parties and legal work. Crypto runs automatically with no human or legal costs. So all these agreements that we have in businesses, they will be automated, and they will not have legal teams behind them. Instead, it will be contracts in computers, and they will not execute unless those computers agree. So it is agreement of computers. All right, hopefully this video brought some, thinking to you. I tried to cover not only the broad sense, but I also tried to go over new trends. The new trends being that I could see services built out independently that are attached to tokens. So that's something to look for. The new trend being look for services that are launching that will simply add those services to already existing groups, and they can have their own tokens. You can invest in those, etc. And the other thing that the broad sense use case is that crypto is simply digital scarcity, and it will automate all aspects of the economy. And where we are right now is we are starting to see these patterns emerge, and our goal is to shoot ahead of the target. And that's how you can make money as an investor. But you know what? If you really want to be successful, be a builder. Build your business in this space. That is the highest probability of success. Build your business in this space. All right. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe, and see you guys next time.